Hello all, in today's chapter we will be learning strings. Introduction. How is a string written? The string can be written either in single quotes, double quotes or a triple quote. Let's just work it out. A equals single quotes acceptable, B equals use double quotes accepted, yes. C equals triple quotes accepted. So the string can be written either in a single, double or a triple quotes. Now when to use a double quote and when to use a triple quotes? Let's just try this. D equals, I will write Professor Vishnudas training, Python training and close it. Let me run this. Here it is giving me an invalid syntax. Why it is giving me an invalid syntax? So let us understand how does the Python reads a string. If you see over here, this starts from a single quote, this starts from a double and this starts from a triple quote. In the same way, for a Python to understand it's a string, it should start with a certain quote. Here it is starting with a single quote. As we move ahead, we see the second quote over here, right? Second single quote we see over here in between U and S. So what Python understands is the second quote is the end of the string, right? So this is the start where the single quote has started and this is the end where single quote is been found. And the remaining is been shown in black color, which means it's an error. Hence it shows me an invalid syntax. Now how to remove this? As we know, Python checks for the first quote. If it is a single quote, okay, then it will go ahead and it will try to find the single quote, that is the closing quote. Okay. In the same way, if I use a double quote, what Python will do is it will go ahead, it will see whether there is a double quote over here. No, this is a single quote, so it will ignore it. And lastly, it will go over here and here there is a double quote, which means it has found the closing of the string, right? So start of the string is with double quote, so it will go ahead and it will see the double quote. So double quote it is at the end, which means it is a closing of the string. In between, if you have a single quote or a triple quote, it will ignore it. Let me run it. Yes, it is accepted, right? Same, I will write again, if there is a double quote in between a string, same thing I will write it again. If there is a double quote in between a string, let's check whether this is accepted. No, it is not accepted. Same way, Python checks the first quote. Yes, it is a double quote. This is the start of the string. It goes ahead. Yes, it founds the second double quote. It is the end of the string. So this is the second double quote. It's the end of the string and remaining is an error. So it gives me an invalid syntax. How to remove it? Instead of double quote, you can use a single quote over here at the start and at the end of it. You run it. Yes. So Python considers this as the start of the string, the single quote, and at the end it finds a single quote. It's the end of the string, right? Now where to use a triple quote? Very simple. Whenever there is a single and a double quote inside a particular string, that time we have to go with a triple quote. If there is a single and a double quote inside a string, that time we need to go with a triple quote. Okay. Next is string slicing. We will take a very good example for string slicing. Whenever you order a particular pizza, the pizza never comes in one single piece, right? It has been divided into 4 pieces, the regular size of a pizza. In the same way, if there is a string, if you want to divide that string, or if you want to access a particular part of that string, if you want to access a particular word from that string, in that case, we use the string slicing. For string slicing, let us take an example. So this is a name, Vishnu. If I count how many characters are there inside it, in a regular way, how I will count? Character 1, I is character 2, S is character 3, character 4, character 5, character 6. There are a total of 6 characters. Now how the Python will read it? The Python will read it starting from 0. 0th index. It won't start from 1. Now this has been assigned because of some computational purpose. So we have to understand how does Python reads it. Python reads it right from 0. The first word, if you are counting, it should be 0, second should be 1, third should be 2. So this is an index, the 0th index, the first index, the second index, the third index, the fourth index and the 5th index. H equals let me perform the slicing operation on this particular string. How to perform it? Here. This is the name of the variable. This is the start of the index. This is the end of the index. Index end. Index start and index end. Go back over here. The name of the string, H. Open the square bracket. The start of the string. Where I want to start? I want to start from Vishnu, V. The index for it is 0. I start from 0. And where I want it? Till U I want Vishnu. Let me count it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will write it as 5. But I didn't got a U over here. Now why didn't I got the U over here? Whenever you do a slicing operation, whichever is the last character or last index that you assign in the slicing, okay? If 5th is the last index, it won't consider the character of the 5th index. It will consider the previous character and it will ignore the 5th character. Okay, so what it does is it ignores this 5th character and it considers the previous character, that is N. Now what I need to do, if I want to access U, then I have to write the index of the 6th character. The 6th character is D. So I will have to write the 6th character, right? Is that clear? Apart from this, right, there is one more way. This is a negative way of assigning the index. In negative indexing, it is been counted from the backend side or from the end. So when this negative pattern of the index is used, if I want to access the end characters, I will use the negative and I will start from -1. Okay. If you have a very long string which consists of 4-5 sentences, now you can't start from the start till the end counting it, right? It's a bit difficult for you. Suppose I am very lazy, I don't want to count it from the start till the end, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am very lazy. Okay. So what I will do is, I will use a negative indexing. Here I want to print Vishnu. So I will start from here, -1, -2, -3. U is -4. I will write down H, open the square bracket, -4, -5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Write over here -9. Enter. The same thing, I got an n over here. What you need to do is, if you want to access this u, you have to write the previous index. So it is what? -1, -2, -3. So instead of -4, I have to write -3. It is universal, whether you use a positive indexing or you use a negative indexing. Apart from string slicing, if I want to access only one particular digit, suppose I want to access V, or suppose if I want to access I, how we have to access only a single digit? If you want to access a single digit, you need to write the index of it. Suppose I want to access I. So the index of I is 1. Enter. In the same way, even if you want to access the other remaining term, suppose if you want to access n is at the 4th position. Run it. Yes, you got an n over here. Hence, in order to access a single character, you have to use the variable name, and along with the variable name, you have to put a square bracket. In that square bracket, you have to write the index of that particular digit which you want to access it. You can even go with a negative indexing to access it. Suppose I want to access A. So I will be using -1, -2. So A is at a negative -2 position. Yes. Next, after this, we go towards slicing with a skip value. If I want to skip a particular character after a particular place, that time we go with a skip value. This is how we write it. Let me consider a new string. I will write G equals hello all, I am a Python programmer. Enter. We'll write it G, open the bracket. I want to consider from here till y. Okay. Let me count this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even the space has been considered. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now y comes at 18th place. So I have to write till 19th, right? So from 0 to 19th. If I want to remove every second character, if I want to ignore every second character, I will write 2 over here. I will execute this. So it will consider the first character H. It will ignore the second character. Next is L. It will consider the first character. It will ignore the second character L. Okay. So it has printed me H. It has considered the first character. Then for the second, it has considered L over here. Next, it will consider 0 and it will ignore the space in between them. So 0 is the first character, space is the second character, right? It has considered 0. Next, A and L. It will consider A, the first character. It will ignore the L. Okay, it has considered A. Next, it will consider L. It will ignore the space. It will consider L. It will ignore the space. Same thing will continue over here. So this is how it functions. If you want to ignore the third character, it will ignore the third character in a continuous line. After this, the next topic is other advanced slicing techniques. This is very simple. Instead of using 0, I won't write anything over here. So that's what it means. What it means is, let me write it. Control C. See, it gives me Vishnu over here, right? Control V. Suppose I don't consider this 0 over here, right? So what it will give me? it will give me Vishnu, which means if you don't write anything towards the left, okay, it is considered the extreme most, means it is considered as 0. If I don't write anything over here, it means that it considers the extreme most, right, towards the left hand side. Now next thing is, if I want to access this DAS, okay, the total length of this is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So D is at the 6th position. Okay. From 6th I want till the end. So what I will do is H, open the bracket, I will write down 6 over here. 6 till the end I want a DAS, right? D is at 6th position. Okay. Enter. So this will give me DAS, which means whenever you leave a space towards right hand side, it is considered the extreme most value. Okay, it will consider the 8 as the extreme most value over there. The same way follows for the negative indexing also. Next is string functions. There are different functions of the string that we can use. The length, in order to find the length of the string. The string ends with, whether you want to check whether the string ends with a certain character or a certain word. The string count. Let me check the length. Write it again. You will see. Write it again over here. Length. I want to check the length of H. What is the length of H? Length of H is 9. How many characters total over here? Total are 9 over here. If I count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't count the index. It tells me how many characters are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. This is not the index. Don't get confused over here. Now ends with H dot ends with, whether it ends with, over here you have to use the quotes to define it. I will be using, you can use a single or a double quote, but quote isn't necessary. Whether it ends with DAS, okay. DAS. If it ends with DAS, it will return me a boolean, whether it's a true or a false. Yes, true. It ends with DAS. Let me write it Vishnu. Does it ends with Vishnu? No, it's a false statement. It doesn't end with Vishnu. Next, string count. For that, I will take this particular example. For string count, G dot count. I want to count. If you want to count L, it will give me all the L values. How many L's are there? Total L's are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 L's are there, right? If I want to count a particular word, suppose I want to count AM. Okay, I am. Let me check how many are there. Okay, there are 2. So this is 1 AM. Next is AM over here. Same way you can also count the space between them. How many are there? 6 spaces are there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Is that clear? String capitalize. Okay, it will capitalize your string. If I consider this string, if I start from H, let me run this. Let's just type. Let's type it. Capitalize ZE. It should be an empty bracket. Yes. Over here it was a small alphabet. It has capitalized it to a capital alphabet. Then next is string find a word. In this, it will return me the index of that particular word, at which particular index is that word present. Suppose the same word is being repeated, like if it is there in that particular string twice or thrice, but it will give me only the first index of that particular word. Let me type G find, open the bracket, I want to find AM, enter. Where is AM? See, AM is present over here and AM is present also over here. Here it will give me index only of the first word, it won't return me the index of the second word. So remember this always, you will only get the index of the first word over here. So the index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So A is at 12th index, right? Next, after that, string replace. Okay. Hello all, I am a Python programmer. If I want to replace this particular programmer as coder, let me replace it. G dot replace, open the bracket, the first word which you want to replace, it is programmer. I want to replace this programmer with a coder. Enter. Yes. Hello all, I am Python coder. Yes, it has been replaced. Lastly, these are the escape sequence characters. These are the characters. This has been used if you want to go to a new line. Second, if you want a tab in between a line. Next, a single quote and a backslash. I have considered this hello all, I am Python programmer. Let me print this. Open the bracket, yes, hello all, I am Python programmer. Now the same thing, this one, I don't want it in this sequence. Suppose I want hello all on one first line and this on the second line. For this, I would have to use a new line option, that is /n, run it, print it. See, this particular sentence has came on the new line because I have used /n over here. Okay. Now next, if I want a tab in between A and N, if I want a tab in between A and M, okay, then use T in between them. Try printing this. Let me print this. We got a tab between A and M. Next, single quotes. If I want to insert a single quote over here, we remove these previous ones. Run it again. Print GH. Yes, single quote. Okay. And the last one is backslash, enter, print this. Yes, we got a backslash over here. Okay. So this is how we perform the escape characters. Next, we go towards the exercise. In exercise, the first question is write a Python program to display the user entered name followed by good afternoon using the input function, which means after the username, the good afternoon should be present over there. A equals input. You have to take the input, right? You have to take the name. Please enter your name. Next, once you have taken the name, secondly, we want a good afternoon. Let me type good afternoon. Good afternoon. The operation. Here I have to add A, means A plus B. This is called as concatenation operation. After that, print D, enter. Please enter your name. I entered my name, Vishnu, good afternoon. But here there is no space. If I want a space over here, just give a space over here and try and run it again. Yes, Vishnu, good afternoon. So this is how you have to perform the first exercise. This print option, there are many of the print options. You can try out the new print option that are available. Let me show you a new print option. We need to use a F over here, F, then use a single quote, type. If I want the first character, then I will write use this bracket A space. I need a good afternoon. Directly I will type good afternoon. Right? This is done over here. You can remove this B. You need not use this too. Try running it. Enter your name, Vishnu, good afternoon. So this is the second way in which you can perform this. Over here, only 2 lines you can perform your program. The next question states that write a program to fill the letter template given below with the name and date. I have to fill this letter template with the name and date. Control C. I will copy this directly. I will write the letter template. Control V over here. I have copied this letter template. Let me make a small changes over here. I'm keeping the template as it is. The only thing over here is the template should be displayed in this particular format, means dear so and so, you are selected, and after that a date will be coming, right? So after this name, you are selected should come on the second line and date should come on the third line. For that we will be using the escape characters. So this is working. Next, we need to enter the name. So this particular problem which is there, it is being used by a HR to type the final letter of appointment that you are so and so and you are selected. Here we should use a input, enter the name of the candidate. From here you will be inputting the name of the candidate. Suppose I write it A equals so and so, or you can write it as name. This is the name. Next you have to enter the date. Input, enter today's date. Let me run this. Before running, I have to print it. Print. What do you need to print? You have to print the letter. Capital N. Let me tell you, this won't give you a proper answer. Why? I will tell you later. Let me run it. Today's date is 28 July. 2021. See, in order to replace this name, you need to replace over here. So this name, you have to put this value of the name over here, right? Means this Vishnu should come over here, but it has not came over here, right? It is been just showing me this. Over here, what you need to do is, you need to use the command replace. Right? What I will write is, after this, I will write replace. I need to replace name by name. Let me type this. Actually, you shouldn't put the single quotes over here, but I am putting the single quotes over here so that you know what is the mistake. You will know it later when we run it why we shouldn't put a single quotes over here for this particular name over here. Next, replace. I need to replace, the next thing is the date. I need to replace this. This I need to replace with, I will just write a date. I won't put a quote over here, single quote. Let's see the difference. Okay, this comes with the letter over here, letter dot, next letter dot. Still I will be getting the same answer. I will show you this again. Let me run it. Shift enter. Date 0 to 1. Nothing has been changed over here, even after printing it, even after replacing it. So what is happening over here actually is, whenever you say letter dot replace, it will replace it, but it won't store it. Same as what we have done in data types. We have changed the data type, it gets changed, but it doesn't get saved. What you need to do over here is, you need to name it differently. Letter 1. Once I write it letter 1, it will be changed over here and it will be saved in letter 1. Then next, again I will be using this. Now next, I will write it letter 2. And letter 1, I will be replacing it, right? So over here, I'm using this letter. From this I'm generating, over here I'm changing the name and I'm storing it in another variable named as letter 1. Then I'm using this letter 1 and I'm replacing the date over here. And this date, after replacing, I'm assigning a new variable letter 2. And I have to print now letter 2. So this will give me the output. Date 28 July 2021. Enter. Okay. Now you see over here, dear name, you are selected 28 July so and so. Right? So here the name has came. Why it has came? Because whatever we put inside the single quotes, only that particular thing will come. Okay? What is assigned to it won't be coming. If you want to put the value of the name, what is the value of the name? It is Vishnu, right? If you want to access that value of the name, then you should remove this single quotes. When you remove this single quotes, it will be accessing the value whatever you are assigned to name. What is that value? Vishnu, right? Let me run it again. Before running it again, we have to follow a format for this. What is the format? Dear Vishnu, you are selected, second line, date, third line. Okay. Let me make the change. Dear Vishnu, then next line, use the escape character, you are selected. Next line, use the escape character. Enter. 28 July 2021. Dear Vishnu, you are selected 28 July 2021. Okay. See, there is a space over here at the start, and here there is certain space, and here it doesn't look that good. Let me remove this space. Okay. And you are selected, I will put a tab over here. I will put a tab. Okay. So this will look better. And here, this thing, dear Vishnu, I want it on the next line. That will give a better visibility of it. Let me run it again. Enter. 28 July. Right? Dear Vishnu, you are selected on 28 July 2021. So this looks much better, right? The next one is, write a program to detect double spaces in the string. I need to name this. Let me name this problem. We go to the third problem. Pound symbol. Third problem. Enter. Let me write a string. R equals, put a space, hello double space world, again double space, and again double space, comma, I am Vishnu. Okay, I have written this. What it says is, write a program to detect double spaces in the string. To detect the double spaces, you need to use the command r dot find. You need to find the double spaces, right? Put a double space in between them. So how many double spaces are there over here? Let's not put a 4 spaces over here. Let's keep it simple. As usual, it will detect only the index of the first double space. It won't detect the index of the second double space. So we have found out the index is 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes? Fifth one. So at fifth index, we have the double space over here. So we have done the third problem. Next, replace the double spaces of problem 3 with single spaces. We need to replace the double spaces with the single spaces. In order to replace, I will assign another variable t to it. I will write r dot replace, open the bracket, double space. I want to replace it by a single space. Let me print it. Print t. See, now over here, double spaces are being replaced by a single space. So if we check over here, between O and W, there is only single space, right? Similarly over here, there is only single space. There is a single space, but it won't be changed. That single space won't be changed. Okay, it will remain the single space itself. This is it. Last one, fifth. Write a program to format the following letter using the escape sequence character. We need to format it using escape sequence character. So, Vishnu sir, this Python course is nice. Thanks. So what I will do is, Vishnu sir, okay, after this, the remaining thing, this Python course is nice, will come on the next line, and thanks will come on the next line. Let's just copy this directly. Control C. Okay, this was the fourth problem. Let's enter. Fifth problem. Let me paste it. I have pasted it. After pasting, Vishnu sir, then this on the next line, and this Python course is nice. Again, go to next line. Thanks. If there is some issue over invalid characters in the identifier, invalid characters, let me change this. There is some issue. Put a single quote over here. Yes, it is running. Let me print it now. Print letter. At times what happens is, whenever you copy a certain thing, the codes won't work properly. So that time you can use single quote. Even if you use a double quote, it will give you the same answer. Vishnu sir, this Python program is nice. Over here, I want the thanks towards the left hand side. We'll just get it nearer over here. And this, fine, this is good enough. We'll run it. Okay. So this looks better. That's all for today's class. Keep practicing, keep learning Python. Let's meet up in the next class.